So what if I told you that you have the power to physically change your own brain, and all you have to do is sit still and pay attention? Today, we're breaking down the science of meditation, and not just as some wellness trend, but as a real, tangible exercise that can actually reshape the very structure and function of your mind. We're going to look at the hard evidence and see how this ancient practice is completely changing how we understand the brain.
Here's what we've got lined up. First, we'll clear up what mindfulness really is. Then, we'll dive into a huge Harvard study that put meditation under the microscope, and the results were pretty startling. We'll look at how you can tame your brain's autopilot mode, uncover the real-world benefits, and wrap up with a really important reality check on what this practice can and can't do. Let's get into it.
All right, so first things first, what exactly is mindfulness meditation? For thousands of years, people have sworn by it. But it's only now, right now, that we have the tools to actually look inside the brain and see if those ancient claims hold up.
And this is really the biggest question of all, isn't it? The whole idea that we can intentionally change our own brains. It's a concept called neuroplasticity, and it is the absolute key to understanding everything we're about to talk about.
So what does it even mean to meditate? Well, to put it simply, mindfulness is just the practice of paying attention, on purpose, to whatever is happening right now. It could be the feeling of your breath, a thought that just pops into your head, or even the feeling of your feet on the ground. You just notice it without judging it. Sounds simple, right? But as you're about to see, it is incredibly powerful.
Okay, let's get to the good stuff, the hard science. There was this groundbreaking study from Harvard that was one of the first to show that the effects of meditation aren't just in your head. No, they are in the physical structure of your brain. They found it didn't just change how people felt, it literally changed the shape of their brains. And get this wasn't some kind of lifelong commitment where you had to go live in a monastery. The people in the study practiced for an average of just 27 minutes a day and only for 8 weeks. That's it, 2 months, and the changes were already undeniable.
And we're not just talking about feeling calmer. We're talking about actual physical changes in the brain's gray matter. This was something scientists could see and measure on an MRI scan. It was concrete proof that meditation was physically remodeling the brain.
The lead researcher, a neuroscientist named Sarah Lazar, really hammered this point home. This study showed that the benefits are tied to real biological changes. It's not just a placebo effect from taking time out to relax. It's something much, much deeper.
So what exactly changed? Well, this is the amazing part. The hippocampus, which is a key area for learning and memory, it actually grew denser. It got thicker. At the same time, the amygdala, that's the brain's fight or flight center, the alarm system for stress and anxiety, it literally shrank. I mean, think about that. The learning part of your brain got stronger and the stress part got weaker.
So, we've seen how meditation can change the brain's physical hardware, but it also changes the software, how the brain actually runs day to day. So let's look at how it helps us tame that restless inner voice. The one that's always wandering off into worries and daydreams.
And that brings us to something called the default mode network, or DMN. The easiest way to think about it is like your brain's autopilot. It's the network that lights up when you're not really focused on anything in particular, and your mind just starts to wander. Replaying conversations, worrying about the future, just getting lost in thoughts about yourself. It's the source of all that mental chatter.
And this is what that network actually looks like. You can see how it connects a bunch of different parts of the brain. These are the zones that kick into high gear when we're just lost in thought. This is the brain's mind-wandering circuit.
Okay, now here is where it gets really fascinating. Researchers compared the DMN of long-term meditators to beginners, and they found the wiring was completely different. You can see it right here in these diagrams. The connection patterns are just not the same. Let's break down what that actually means.
So what does all this rewiring do? Well, for the experienced meditators, the connections that fuel all that self-involved me chatter are actually weaker. And at the exact same time, the pathways that help you stay focused and in the present moment are stronger. So basically, meditation dials down the brain's distracting inner monologue and turns up the volume on your ability to concentrate. All right, so we've seen the changes in the brain's hardware and its software. But what does any of that mean for your actual life? Let's connect the dots from these brain scans to real-world benefits you can actually feel.
And again, you don't need to be a monk to see these results. A recent study out of USC found that just 1 month, 30 days of guided meditation was enough to produce some really significant improvements.
And these benefits weren't just for young people either.
The study showed that this training improved attention and focus for everyone, from young adults all the way to seniors. It's a pretty powerful tool for keeping your mind sharp, no matter how old you are.
And the benefits just keep stacking up. Research has also shown that meditation can help ease symptoms of anxiety and depression. It can lower cortisol, which is the body's main stress hormone. It can even help people manage chronic pain. And at the end of the day, it can just improve our overall quality of life.
Now, it's really easy to hear all of this amazing research and start thinking of meditation as some kind of magic bullet. But it's really important to keep a realistic perspective here, because while it is a powerful tool, it's not a cure-all, and the science is still pretty young. So let's just ask the question directly. Is meditation a cure-all? Well, the clear and simple answer from the scientific community is no. And it's really crucial to understand why. So here's the reality check. First, while the evidence is promising, scientists agree we need more and better research for some of the bolder claims out there. Second, meditation isn't always this peaceful, blissful experience. For some people, it can bring up really difficult emotions. And finally, it's just not for everyone. For people with a history of serious trauma or PTSD, it's absolutely essential to talk with a professional before jumping in.
So when you boil it all down, here's the ultimate takeaway. Your brain is not fixed. It is not set in stone. The science is showing us clearer than ever that we can play an active role in shaping our own minds. We know that it's possible to change our brains for the better. So the only real question left is, will we?